But first, did the Duke and Duchess of Sussex exploit fallen war heroes for a tacky publicity stunt? Well, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex's half-sister, Samantha Markle, says they did. She joins me for her first interview on the matter now. Samantha, great to talk to you. What was your reaction when you saw this publicity stunt from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, your half-sister Meghan, one half of that couple, over the weekend?
Well, don't get me started on the concept of photo scandals, because allegedly that was the reason she disowned our father. So I was a bit shocked to see that on such an important topic, remembrance and gratitude towards so many who have sacrificed their lives so that we can live as we do today, as Harry said, that gratitude would be shown by an exploitive photo opportunity over fallen heroes. And I thought it was not only opportunistic, but I thought it was quite sad that rather than paying true gratitude by continuing duty and the legacy of honor, that there would be a photo opportunity. And furthermore, gratitude isn't shown by abandonment again. It's shown by duty, honor, and following in the footsteps of those who sacrifice. But I personally feel there's a bigger message here, that not only is it important to pay homage to those who have sacrificed and fallen, our veterans, in days past, but also those who are still alive today, who have made sacrifices so that we can live as we do. And that's not only our fallen heroes, it's our active veterans, it's our law enforcement, and it is certainly our families who have made sacrifices so that we can live as we do today. The British royal family, my father. And, I just think that gratitude is, seemingly for some, a thing of the past. It was highly inappropriate.
Yeah, because Samantha, you talk about that hypocrisy, and tell me if I'm wrong, but what I believe that you mean is that the reason that Meghan cut contact with your father, Thomas Markle, who has spoken in recent weeks about his health problems, and we'll ask you about that in just a moment. But the reason that Meghan cut contact with your dad was because he had set up these paparazzi pictures. And then you're saying, here is Meghan and Harry in Los Angeles doing exactly the same sort of thing, setting up a photo shoot and releasing pictures. How are the two things any different?
Well, exactly. And it's not that he set up a photo scandal. He was trying to look accurate because he was improperly presented in the eyes of the public. Yeah. So he wanted to be photographed accurately. There was no photo scandal, but for the allegation to be that he was disowned by her on the grounds that he engaged in some staged photographs. Well, I think to go quickly call a fashion photographer and say, hurry, let's go to a cemetery and get a photo op is quite gaudy. And really an insult to those who have made sacrifices so that we can live as we do today.
Yeah, because what I didn't understand, Samantha, is why not just go to the cemetery and pay your respects? Instead, they hired some trendy Hollywood photographer who wanted lots of publicity, and he took these shots as if it was some sort of magazine shoot. And I found that tasteless, if I'm honest.
Well, especially in the wake of abandoning duty for the pursuit of fame in Hollywood and for a different life. I mean, I don't think gratitude is paid in the form of abandonment, and it's certainly not paid by throwing some weeds picked out of the garden on, on a memorial that is out of the context, out of a British cemetery, as it should have been. Highly inappropriate, because of the abandonment and the context, and that it was a photo opportunity. And really, I don't believe it was anything more.
Now, Samantha, how is your dad doing, Thomas Markle? Because he is at the centre of this court case that Meghan is taking up with the Mail on Sunday. She asked for it to be delayed. It has been delayed by 9 months, but your dad, Thomas, released a statement to the court suggesting that his health is pretty bad, and he's worried, Samantha, that he may not actually live in order to see this court case through. How is your dad doing? And I imagine you must be very worried about him.
Well, of course I'm worried about him. I can't speak for him. But, I think to drag something out so long, I'm not going to suggest that it's an agenda, but I would think expediency would be important under the circumstances for the facts to come out and proper testimony to come out. So it just seems like such a game, and I'm really not shocked that she would do this, but I'm hoping that my father's health holds up. I know his spirits are good, and
his spirits are good.
His spirits are good. Of course,
Okay, good.
He's had to live in the aftermath of all of this hurt, that she has caused him. But moving forward, we do the best we can.
But it must be so difficult for him, Samantha, especially knowing that the grandson, Archie, who he has never met, is now literally a couple of hours drive away, because of course he's in Mexico. Harry and Meghan are now just outside of Los Angeles in California, literally a couple of hours, and they could go and see Thomas. Has he given up hope of ever seeing his grandson now, Samantha? And what about you? Do you hope that you will be able to meet your nephew?
Well, I wouldn't say that he's given up hope, and I certainly haven't either. But Archie has become somewhat of a phantom in the eyes of everybody, because he must be walking now, and he wasn't present at the memorial. No one knows where, if, and how Archie really is anyway. So I think the world hopes for the best for him, but I don't. I can't address it now because we haven't seen him, and I don't know that we will, sadly.
No, and it must be so hard never getting to meet your nephew.
Well, we hope that he is well, and yeah. So, and I certainly hope my father gets to see him before he passes.
And given, Samantha, that you cannot speak to Meghan direct, given your way to communicate with her, sadly, is through the media because she did cut contact with you, what would be your message to her today?
Well, I think what is most glaring about any Remembrance Day or Veterans Day, Memorial Day, is not only is it important to remember those who have sacrificed, who are no longer alive, but it's a reminder that life is precious and short, and we should certainly pay gratitude, seize the day, seize the moment, and apologize and make good with those who are alive, who have given us so much, because after all, we are finite. And I only hope that she would wake up to that. It doesn't seem to be the case so far, but God.
But you would call on her to apologize?
Absolutely. This has all been horrible, and I think it should have been nipped in the bud, and any decent person would have, out of divinity, out of kindness, out of humanity, never allowed it to get this far.
That is Samantha Markle, the half-sister of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Samantha, so lovely to speak again.